Currently, there is a massive need for volunteers in Ukraine. This can range from medical professionals, rehabilitation specialists, construction workers, infrastructure experts, and of course, the S-tier volunteer, the Ukraine Foreign Legion. As for myself, and many others like me, I want to be able to feed soldiers, so that way I'm able to turn my passion into a tangible contribution to Ukraine's war effort. This video is meant as a guide for those who want to help as well. It doesn't matter if you're a 26-year-old with years of experience in the industry who's looking to make a year-long commitment to working in Ukraine, or if you're a 65-year-old retiree who just wants to come for a single week. You can make a difference.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I didn't do fucking shit!
It feels like natural human instinct to want to feed each other in times of crisis, and this is exactly what happened at the start of the war. Everyone, from low-income babushkas all the way up to grocery store chains, donated food to collection centers. However, a lot of this food just kind of sat there and rotted. Now, we have better chains of distribution, and people understand it's better to send shelf-stable foods. So unless you're going to be working at the front, you're probably going to be preparing non-perishable foods or dehydrated meals that will be reconstituted using boiling water at the front. So this means that a lot of the work you'll be doing is basically hauling, cleaning, processing, cooking, dehydrating, and packaging vast amounts of food. So while the work itself will fill you with a sense of purpose and pride, and the connections you make will be incredible, the work itself will be very dirty, deeply repetitive, and unglamorous.
That wasn't clean.
I've been doing this for 9 hours. I think I know what's clean.
So before you buy that ticket to Ukraine on whatever plane, train, or automobile will bring you here, you have to have a firm understanding of which kitchen you'll be working in and where. So while there are dozens of kitchens doing God's work in Ukraine, I've put together a list of 4 kitchens in 4 separate cities that I have personally vetted and can recommend. From this list, feel free to connect with them and set up a time and during Lviv Volunteer Kitchen, Lviv. This is the kitchen that I have the most experience with, and they deal in a very large volume of production. Lviv is generally considered one of Ukraine's most beautiful and culturally relevant cities, and is the safest city on my list. Ant's Kitchen, Kyiv. A cozy, clean, and modern kitchen that produces shelf-stable food for soldiers. Kyiv is also the operational center of Ukraine, so there are many other opportunities here as well. Hell's Kitchen, Kharkiv. A kitchen that produces fresh, ready-made meals for both the civilian population and frontline troops. I personally know the least about this kitchen, but I have friends who have worked there and vouch for their positive impact. Currently, Kharkiv is a very hot zone and would only be for those who could mentally handle the stress. The Magic Food Army, Zaporizhia. The most industry-related of all of the kitchens, where meals are prepared that honestly look better than a lot of what is served in typical restaurants. Apparently, they look for a year commitment to work there and will assist with residency permits for employees. While the list of what you should bring to Ukraine is of course subjective, I have a few suggestions that could make your trip easier. 1. Travel light. If you just have a single bag or backpack, it makes border crossings easier and it provides you greater flexibility and mobility while inside the country. 2. A power bank. Due to the instability in Ukraine's power grid, blackouts are unfortunately common. A power bank will allow you to charge your gadgets in between power. 3. A great pair of shoes. A pair of waterproof work boots or trail shoes would be useful not only in the kitchen, but also while you're traveling through Ukraine, especially in the winter. And 4. Dress in layers. Ukraine is incredibly seasonal. That means that the summers are hot and the winters are very cold. So it's useful if you can dress yourself for not only a hot kitchen, but a cold walk outside. Because the winters in Ukraine can be, a bit grim.
It's good you came in summer. In winter, it can get very depressing.
Okay, we've got to figure something out.
The complexities of living in an active war zone require additional preparation. This is, of course, on top of the physical dangers, But even for short trips, these are some things to take into consideration. Be alert of all active air raids. You can download an app on your phone that'll alert you for when your specific city or oblast is under attack, and you'll be able to seek shelter. Respect the curfew. Every region in Ukraine has its own curfew. However, this is typically around midnight for the entire country. So this means that bars and restaurants will close at around 11 or even sooner, and you're expected to be home at midnight. Being outside during curfew is a major no-no and can get you into some serious legal trouble. Be a positive source of support. It is increasingly important for Ukrainians to not only feel international support, but also positivity. This is more than volunteering. You're doing more than just feeding soldiers. You are representing your homeland and the international community. So keep this in mind before you complain or get stuck in some negative funk.
Why are you smiling like that?
I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
Do not photograph or post anything connected to the military or troop movements. This is the golden rule in Ukraine. Anything you post can be geolocated, soldiers can be identified, and troop movements can be undermined. Even posts with the best of intentions can be problematic. So make sure that you get expressed consent before you take pictures of anything connected to the military. There's a tremendous benefit to learning even just a few phrases before you come to Ukraine. Not only will it help you communicate, but it shows respect and support. While there's other resources online that are more geared towards full language acquisition, like UkrainianLessons.com, here's a list of 4 words that I think can effectively open up the ability to communicate shockingly efficiently. Можно. A general request for permission or possibility. Can I? Is it possible? Можно? Можно. Все. All. Everything. Finished or done. Все? Все. Добре. A general positive statement of confirmation. Literally, good. It can also mean understood. Добре? Добре. Давай. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's get started. Also, if said in rapid succession, it can mean to hurry up. Давай. Давай, давай, давай. All of these words help convey incredibly complex concepts concisely. If used in various different combinations, you can have entire conversations using just these 4 words. How efficient is that?
So me think, why waste time? Say lot word when few word do trick.
A wise philosopher once said that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single long-ass bus ride. For obvious reasons, the only route into Ukraine at the moment is via land through Europe. So you're probably going to start your travels from Warsaw. From Warsaw, you can buy a train ticket to Chelm. From Chelm, you can go to Lviv or Kyiv. These train tickets are only available from 20 days within the date of departure, and they tend to sell out pretty quickly. However, Ukraine has a super convenient app for buying train tickets. Also, you can buy a bus ticket. I recommend Flixbus. Flixbus has destinations all over Ukraine. But once you get to Lviv, you can travel throughout the country rather easily. And since Lviv is a hub for volunteer work and one of the safer cities, it's likely the destination for a lot of volunteers.
Excuse me, sir. What's the next stop for this train? Ugh.
So while there are routes from Hungary, Slovakia, or Romania, these connections aren't really convenient. However, a new route opened from Kishinev, Moldova, directly to Kiev via a sleeper train. So if your final destination is Kiev, this is probably the most convenient option. However, I would keep in mind that when leaving Ukraine, if you're going through the EU, the border time waits can be egregious. It can be 4 to 14 hours at the border alone, depending on who is in front of you and how long the line is. Hopefully now you have a much better understanding of not only how to volunteer in Ukraine, but what to expect. Feel free to check the description for links and a lot of additional information, and then also explore on Facebook or Telegram for more localized info, despite the fact that those platforms are
The world
She's the worst in the world. John Ralphio.
If you have any specific questions, please feel free to leave a comment or share your personal experiences volunteering in Ukraine. Thanks, guys.